good, my tribe? Kyle here with day 22 of the 90-day YouTube challenge. And yeah, it was just reflecting on the weekend, all the different events that conspired, some of the challenges that I came up against as well, and offer some tips around those challenges. I guess the first that I came across when I got to the festival was one, just not being prepared with the whole checking in process. I guess this is not something that I really could have control over, but they were certainly disorganized in their whole checking in process. So it was a good thing that I gave myself plenty of time before the event started to really be there, to really check out the space. Um, so that was the first thing. Always make sure that you have plenty of time, get there early, make sure, especially if you've never been there before. Um, Another thing that came up was the sound system. Um, they had mentioned I had mentioned when I signed up for it that I would need some sort of sound system that I can connect to. And when I got there, there was like nobody to help me, and there was just this large festival going on, and there's just a single mini kind of Bose speaker. It was a pretty nice bass kind of speaker with a sort of like a treble speaker on top of it, but it was all this like one system, if that makes any sense. It was pretty cool, pretty good for what it was, And this is what I had to connect to with the ecstatic dance. And it was my first time kind of working with that. Luckily, I brought all the cables that I needed to connect my Traktor controller to do that. But one thing that they didn't have available was a table that I could actually put on. So I had to go search nearby around the Healing Arts tent that I was at to find a table and borrow a table. So, it's little things like that that we don't really think about whenever we're doing some events. But, it might be a good idea for me now, looking back at it, to actually have a table that I can bring for myself. And another thing that came up was that I see a lot of other businesses and services having is a banner or some sort of sign that shows what this is all about. Because at a festival, there's just so much going on. Some people aren't even aware, even though it's in the directory, that your event is going on. So one thing that I'm going to look to invest in and get, in the near future is some sort of banner for my business and services with Soma Alchemy. So yeah, a couple of things that just came through. And I had printed out at the last minute sort of a mini business card with all my information, which I do want to get a more official business card going, because I think it's good to have something to give to participants right away, something that they can grab off of your table if they really like what you're doing but don't have the time to really connect. So, if ever you go to a festival or some place for the first time, it's always good to have ways to connect with you. So business cards, a banner, a table. I'm thinking about getting my own speaker as well, because although they had provided that speaker for the first night, the second night apparently, which was on Sunday, actually 2 days later, when I was supposed to be doing the breath work, apparently the day before on Saturday, the tent that I was in, which was the Healing Arts tent that was devoted to these services, ended up having a rip in it, and so they had to close off that area. And again, nobody was there to kind of help or warn me or anything like that, so I was surprised to find the whole space was taped up, and found out that the speaker was no longer there. So luckily, on Sunday, I did bring my own Bose kind of mini Bluetooth speaker, but I realized it just was not powerful enough, especially because there's so many other stages and music going on and lots of people. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be investing in some sort of legit bass sound system. I've been looking at a couple of them. I think one of them is from Rockville, a couple $100 investment, but I think it'll be worth it. So yeah, if we're doing these things, especially at festivals or in outdoor settings. Sometimes just a small Bluetooth speaker isn't enough, really. So, yeah, just some tips to throw out there for new instructors or people who are looking to use music, especially in their businesses, and um, things to think about whenever we're doing these events. One thing I did learn is this, to expect the unexpected. These were all unexpected challenges, and um, I was surprised actually at myself at how calm I was during those challenges. I guess this is something that I haven't really been noticing too much, but this sort of sense of detachment and not really worried about what the outcome is, and just being able to kind of, do everything you can and be prepared to go with the flow, to move through these challenges as they arise. So I think Soma is great for giving you the tools to be able to do that. Just staying focused on the breath, being aware of any emotions that hijack your mental state, and being able to kind of move through that and stay calm and look for solutions rather than worry about, the problems and what you can't change. And there's some things that you can't change, and you just got to accept it, and you just got to figure out what to do next. So all really great lessons that I've learned this weekend. I'm looking forward to do more of these events, more festivals. It was really exciting. And yeah, from the people who did end up kind of joining me and checking it out, they absolutely loved it, and made a lot of cool connections. So yeah, just thought I'd share my reflections on the weekend. And yeah, I hope you are all well. With love and light, may peace be with you.